Breaking news out of Alabama. This news caught everyone completely by surprise. It was just confirmed. How did this happen? The nation's #1 recruit, rated higher than Bryce Young, rated higher than Julio Jones, the highest rated quarterback Alabama has ever brought into its program. And now he's in a battle that could determine whether he'll become Alabama's savior or remain in the shadows. You won't believe what's happening behind the scenes. This is the story of a quarterback competition that nobody expected to be this intense. But before I tell you everything, there's one detail you need to know. This battle is so close that even the head coach has been dropping subtle hints about who really has the edge. And trust me, it will completely change the way you see this situation. Let's start from the beginning. August 2026. Alabama has just opened fall training camp. Everyone expected one simple answer. Keelon Russell should be dominating the competition. After all, he's a superstar in the making. He's the highest-rated recruit Alabama has ever signed. That's not an exaggeration. We're talking about a player who surpassed prospects like Bryce Young, Julio Jones, and every other icon in program history. That's the level of expectation resting on this young quarterback's shoulders. But there's one problem. A problem that most Alabama fans never saw coming. And this is where the story gets interesting. Enter Austin Mack. You don't hear his name with the same hype as Russell's. Mack wasn't the nation's #1 recruit. He wasn't promoted as a once-in-a-generation talent. But Mack has something nobody is talking about. He has years of development. He has loyalty. He's the quarterback that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb brought with them from Washington and spent 3 years developing. Think about that. 3 years of coaching. 3 years of learning the offense. 3 years of building a quarterback from the ground up. Then came the A-Day spring game in April. This was supposed to be Russell's moment to prove why he was so special. And he delivered. Russell dominated. He looked like a future star and showed exactly why he was ranked as the nation's top recruit. Meanwhile, Mack struggled. According to DeBoer, he was dealing with an injury. Everything seemed settled. Russell appeared ready to become Alabama's starting quarterback heading into the season. But wait, that was only the beginning of the real story. Because if you were paying attention during SEC Media Days in Tampa, Kalen DeBoer said something that changed everything. He pointed out that Mack has 4 years in the offensive system while Russell has only 2. Nothing surprising there. But then came the interesting part. DeBoer described Mack as a much bigger quarterback with outstanding mobility, someone who runs far better than people realize. Russell was praised for his versatility, but DeBoer's strongest comments were directed toward Mack. Let's be clear about something. DeBoer wasn't speaking carelessly. He was sending a message. A message to the team. A message to the fans. And perhaps even to Russell himself. Because when a head coach describes one quarterback that specifically, it tells you exactly what he's thinking. And what DeBoer appeared to be thinking was this. Austin Mack has a real chance to win the job. Just days after Russell had shined in the spring game, DeBoer was still emphasizing Mack's experience, confidence, and years of development. As a result, the two quarterbacks entered fall camp completely even. A legitimate quarterback battle. Nobody is going to win this job without earning it. Now think about it. Russell is simply too talented to ignore. He's explosive. He's elusive. He can escape pressure and create plays that few quarterbacks can make. He's the definition of the modern dual-threat quarterback. When protection breaks down, Russell can improvise and extend plays in ways Mack simply can't. But what if Alabama's offensive line performs well? What if the pocket stays clean? In that situation, Mack may be the more efficient quarterback within the structure of DeBoer's offense. He knows the system. He understands the reads. He has years of experience running exactly what the coaching staff wants. So who will Alabama choose? The answer isn't nearly as obvious as it seemed just a month ago. There's another possibility that few people are discussing. What if both quarterbacks play against East Carolina? What if Mack starts and Russell takes over in the second half? Or Russell starts before Mack finishes the game? Nothing is guaranteed. That's what makes this battle so fascinating. Because here's the reality. Russell isn't just competing against another talented quarterback. He's competing against years of coaching investment. He's competing against trust. He's competing against the loyalty the coaching staff has built with Mack. That doesn't mean Russell has lost. It means he still has a lot to prove. Because Russell possesses one thing Mack may never have: elite natural talent. Russell can make plays that leave an entire stadium speechless. He can create something out of nothing. He's the highest-rated quarterback recruit Alabama has ever signed for a reason. So how does he win the job? By limiting mistakes. By mastering the offense. By proving his football intelligence matches his athletic ability. Reading defenses. Working through progressions. Executing consistently. If Russell does those things, it will become almost impossible for DeBoer to keep him off the field. Talent like that doesn't stay on the bench. But if Russell struggles, if he forces throws, if he makes costly mistakes, then Mack could take control of the position and never give it back. That's what's at stake over the next few weeks. This fall camp won't simply determine who starts against East Carolina. It will determine who becomes Alabama's quarterback of the future. After all, Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama. Alabama's standard for its quarterbacks isn't just to win games. It's to compete for national championships. It's to make history. So will Keelon Russell live up to those enormous expectations? Or will Austin Mack become the quarterback who leads Alabama back to the top? We'll find out over the next 21 days. And trust me, the answer will arrive sooner than anyone expects.